Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to the Adibi IP Group Innovators Live Q&A, your daily live cast with Amir and Victoria, bringing you guys awesome content around patents, trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets. We're trying to give you guys as much valuable content as we can to help you guys have a better understanding of the intellectual property system, understanding how to analyze your competitors' trademarks, patents, copyrights, trade secrets, everything related to IP. If you guys have questions about it, please send them our way. We would love to have your questions answered on our show. You can send an email to Victoria at adibiip.com. Victoria@adibiip.com. Shoot Victoria an email with your question, and she'll be sure we get it answered on the show. We also have a community number. Please feel free to join our 415-943-5193, 415-943-5193. Would love to have you on my text community. If you shoot me a text, I will get your text directly, and I can respond, and I can answer your questions, and I can get your questions answered on this very show. So this is a Q&A show. Before we get into today's question of the day, we're going to do a quick recap of what we did in yesterday's episode. This is episode 107. Victoria, what did we do on episode 106?
Yesterday on episode 106, we looked at Hallmark's brand and their trademarks and stuff.
Yeah, so we looked at the oldest greeting card manufacturer and brand in the U.S. Pretty neat to check out all the various holiday-related and non-holiday related cards that they had. We saw babies, weddings, all kinds of marks, hundreds of marks. I think it was over 300 marks that we saw that were live. So very robust portfolio. Go back and check out that episode if you're curious. One thing I will say though is that one thing that we noticed was interesting was that a lot of their marks were just word marks. There were some design marks, but a very heavy, spanning all kinds of classes. So very big American brand. Definitely worth studying up how they went about protecting their IP. So Victoria, what are we doing today on episode 107?
Today on episode 107, we are looking at FAO Schwarz brand. So
this is a super holiday related iconic brand. For those of you who remember, FAO Schwarz had many famous stores, but the ones that come to mind in particular are the one in San Francisco and the one in New York. A lot of memories for a lot of different people. Very interesting business and toy company. What I want to focus on today is I want to focus on their trademark portfolio. Of course, their stores are now closed, but still, it's really interesting to see how they went about protecting their various brands. And I think this is a very good lesson for a lot of you out there that have your own retail businesses, because FAO Schwarz had trademark filings on their actual bags and on their colors. So we talked about this when we did an analysis on Tiffany's, right? Remember the color? What was it? Was it a blue? Robin blue, baby Robin blue. It was awesome.
Robin's egg blue.
Robin's egg blue. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. And we're going to see that they also, FAO Schwarz also has color had, obviously they're abandoned now. Not the company's defunct, but they had marks on their color and on their bags, their packaging bags. So let's get into it. Just real quick, I'm going to share my screen. And again, just for those of you who don't know, let's do a quick Google search just to give you guys some context. FAO Schwarz. So here you go. So numerous huge toy company. And again, if you guys are interested and curious, we can just see what Wikipedia has to say. American toy brand and store. It's the oldest toy store in the United States. Yeah, so this is what this, as this says, FAO filed for bankruptcy twice in 2003 before temporarily shuttering the Fifth Avenue store in January of 2004. And then in 2009, they were acquired by Toys R Us. Pretty interesting. But they permanently closed their Fifth Avenue location in 2015. And then the brand was acquired by 36 Group. And apparently they opened new FAO Schwarz store at 30 Rockefeller in November of 2018. I did not know that. Pretty interesting. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at their trademarks. so again, in order to go about finding their marks, oh, let me zoom in so you guys can see clearly what I'm doing. What you want to do is you want to go to tsdr.uspto.gov, tsdr.uspto.gov. I'm already there. And then you're going to want to click on search trademarks. Now, after you do a search, oh, I zoomed out again. Sorry, zoom back in. You're going to want to do a search by owner. So FAO Schwarz. Oh, I think there's, wait, yeah, okay, okay. And you're going to want to do a search by owner. So we'll see 60 marks. Now, one thing that's really cool, let me just get into the really, really interesting marks. So I'm going to click on image list, just a little easier to visualize. There's a bit of delay here. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to zoom out just so it's a little easier to visualize all these various marks. I want to jump right into the really, really cool marks. So right here, as you can see, this is a mark on their actual bag. So when you go and shop in their store, if you do a search, we did a search before, you can see here this very distinct iconic bag, right? With the red, two-tone red stripes, diagonal stripes coming across the bag. And as you can see, that's exactly what we see here. So this is this specimen that was submitted, but let me, I think I lost it. Where did, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So here's the bag. Here it is, right here. Okay. So let me see if I can open this in a new tab and zoom in so you guys can take a look. So as you can see, so here is the bag that was submitted. Now, for some reason, it's kind of hard to see, but if you go to TSDR and zoom in a bit, you get a better image of it. And as you can see, they use dotted lines for the handles because the handles aren't important. It's the actual bag itself that they're trying to protect. So again, this application went abandoned, but it's still really, really interesting to see that their intent for pursuing a trademark on this actual bag. Now, let's look at something else that I think is really, really cool and really, really useful to a lot of you companies out there that have retail brands with color, distinctive packaging that really could bring a lot of brand recognition. If we take a look at this mark here, this is on their actual color configuration. So as you can see, the mark consists of purple and red, a red stripe design. So this actual mark was it's now been abandoned, but it was registered. So let's take a quick look. Let's hop in and see what specimen they submitted for this particular mark. So if we go here, documents, we can actually see the specimen that was submitted. And as you can see, this is a specimen right here. I'm going to zoom out just so it's a little easier for you guys to see. But here you go. So that color pattern, the purple and red stripes, this was actually a mark that FAO Schwarz filed a section 1A, filed a specimen statement of use, and this was a specimen. So really, really cool, really powerful. If you guys have your own businesses with really novel packaging or distinctive colors, you might want to consider filing a trademark on those colors. All right, let's go back. Just a few other cool marks I think are kind of cool for you guys to see. One is they name a lot of their characters. So for example, truffles, if you do a Google search for truffles, we did it beforehand, but I'll just show you. It's their teddy bear. So this is the iconic FAO Schwarz teddy bear that a lot of you may remember from your childhood. So, and then this other mark, sorry, I have too many windows open. This other mark here on Knuckles is the bulldog. So pretty cool. Again, covering toys. So let's go and check out what Knuckles looks like. So this is Knuckles right here. That's Knuckles the bulldog. Super interesting. Interesting that they pursued mark. And this is their iconic design. So this is the let me see if I can find this specimen here. Let's see if we can find the specimen. Yes, we can. That's great. Let's take a look at what specimen they submitted for this particular design. Again, this is the iconic FAO Schwarz logo. Here it is right here. Let me zoom out here a bit. So this is their holiday catalog. So again, we thought it was fun to do an episode on FAO Schwarz because it was such a iconic holiday related brand. I guess there are still stores in other parts of the world, and I guess one in Rockefeller Plaza. Let's go back and see what other interesting marks we can find. So, FAO Baby, Chuck the Toy Boy. Some of these are entertaining. Okay, so this is a cool design on retail store services. My computer's doing weird stuff. It has me really zoomed out now. See if we can find the specimen that was submitted. This specimen was submitted in 2007. And here you go, right here. So this is really cool. Multiple reasons. I think I cut out there for a second. I was just saying this is a really, really valuable episode because a lot of you guys might have signs or emblems on the face of your store. Well, here's a perfect example of how FAO Schwarz got a registration on a character that was actually sitting in front of their store. So perfect example. Really, really cool thing to check out. This is the specimen that was submitted. This looks like the same photo, but black and white. Oh, New York, looks like. And here's another one. Remember, these are on the literally at the entrance of the store, as you can see here. So again, if you guys have distinctive signs at the entrances of your locations, of your retail stores, you might want to consider also filing a similar type of mark on the design that sits on the front of the store. So here's the FAO Schwarz Fifth Avenue mark. And as you can see, let's see if we can see the specimen for this one. So this is the specimen that was submitted in 2008. Again, FAO Schwarz Fifth Avenue. So signage. So this episode, really, really good example on signage, on how you guys can protect signage for your stores, offering goods or services. Consider also filing marks on those signs. FAO Baby, FAO Cafe. I think, Victoria, I think you prepared a bunch of, if you want to pan through them, I think it'd be cool. You can show us the, yeah, thank you. Oh, shoot, I'll stop sharing. It's kind of hard I guess it's kind of hard to see though. Yeah, so that's the FAO Schwarz. There's another design. There's a few others, right? This straight word mark. Okay, so FAO with the initials with the dots in between the A and the between the F and the A and the A and the O. Also design, and then this cool visual logo. So before we wrap up, let's look at one more. Let's look at Penelope the pup. So this specimen when was the specimen submitted? Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, it's still loading. It's still loading. All right. I'm going to zoom out so we can see this. Here we go. Penelope the pup. So it looks like this is probably attached to a teddy bear or a stuffed animal of a dog. It looks like this lovable pup is looking for a new home. So again, that's FAO Schwarz. Really, really cool to do analysis, see what marks companies, especially big brands like FAO Schwarz, big iconic brands, what marks they file, their strategy. This was a particularly useful episode for any of you guys that have unique signage or unique packaging. Consider filing trademarks on your signage, on the emblems that appear on the front of your stores, and also on color designs, on patterns that might appear on your packaging if it's distinctive. And if you treat it as a source identifier for your goods, consider doing what FAO Schwarz did and also file trademark protection on those unique color designs, and packaging. And again, for those of you who watched, you might want to also go back and watch the Tiffany episode and see how Tiffany protected their unique color and their unique packaging. So thanks so much for watching. This was episode 107. If you guys have, again, questions on IP, send them to Victoria at adibiip.com, Victoria at adibiip.com. And then also feel free to join our community number, 415-943-5193, 415-943-5193. Would love to have you in our text community, and looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the last episode of the year, episode number 108.